You go up to the devil and ask him if he knows he's a sinner. He say, well, yes, I am, and a mighty fine one at that. Someone says, yes, I know I'm a sinner. Do they know what that means? That's like someone says, I've accepted God. But when you begin to hear their definition of the God they've accepted, you realize it's not the God of the Bible. In the same way, a person says, I'm a sinner. That could mean anything. I don't have enough love for myself. You must use the Scriptures to teach them. The Holy Spirit using the sword to penetrate their heart and to show them what it truly means. I was preaching years ago, and they had counselors all prepared and everything. And there was this lady leading up the counseling group, and she did not like me at all. And so one night I was preaching, and there began a move of God. People over towards the left started weeping. And then they just started going across the auditorium. People were weeping, some almost convulsing. And I hadn't even finished the sermon, and a girl ran up and was just laying across the steps. Another person, they started weeping. And I looked up at the counselors, and the leader looked at me like... And I went... And I kept preaching. And finally, after I got through preaching, she took a step forward, and I realized she's going to bolt on me. And so I went down there, and I stood beside her, and she goes... And I said... And finally, she just looked at me and took a step, and I put my hand on her shoulder, and I said, Sister, don't touch the ark of God. It is the God of Israel who is wounding these people with regard to their sin. Do not comfort the soul that God is breaking. Leave them alone to God. So you see, the question is not simply, do you know you're a sinner? But dear friend, do you know what it means? And has God so begun to work in your heart that you're beginning to see sin as God sees sin? Are there seeds of an attitude, a divine attitude of hating sin as God hates it? You're boasting over sin. Has it turned to shame? Is God doing something?